Hi, this is Jeff Sass with a quick book review. This book caught my attention for Dadomatic because it's a really great story of a very strong and unusual bond between a father and son. About a year ago, I was driving back from the Keys and I stopped in a Starbucks and they had this book on display. This was the book, here it is on my iPad, Crazy for the Storm by Ollestad. And I picked up the book in Starbucks and I read this blurb right on the cover. I'm going to read it to you now. It says, on February 19th, 1979, I was in a plane crash with my father, his girlfriend Sandra, and the pilot of our chartered Cessna. Sandra was 30 years old. My dad was 43. I was 11. Just after sunrise, we slammed into a rugged 8,600-foot mountain engulfed in a blizzard. By the end of our 9-hour ordeal, I was the only survivor. So that got my attention. I actually bought the book right then and there onto my Kindle, but I haven't gotten a chance to read it until just recently. So I just read the book, and it really is a fascinating story. So it's a true story, and Norman was only 11 years old when he crashed the plane. His dad and his dad's girlfriend, as I mentioned, were killed, and Norman survived. And the story goes back and forth between the weeks leading up to the crash and the crash itself and how Norman survived the crash at 11 years old. What's interesting is at 11 years old, Norman was a championship skier, an avid surfer, and he had really been driven by his dad to pursue those sports aggressively, sometimes against his own desire as a kid. Yet it was that determination and some of the skills he obtained through being such a competitor at a young age that really helped him survive the crash. And then, of course, we see Norman as he becomes a dad himself in the end, and you know what his relationship is with his own son and how his dad had such a lasting and deep impact on his life, even though they were only together until he was 11 years old. So it's a really good story, very well written, extremely well written, very well paced, jumping back and forth between the crash and the time leading up to it, and highly recommended read for anyone, and especially for anyone who is a dad, as it really explores the father-son relationship pretty deeply. So I recommend it. It's Crazy for the Storm by Ollestad, and it's my first Dadomatic book review. Enjoy it.